Shambuca's podcast, coming to you from a secret location in Cork City, with Anya
and Owen
as your host.
and sometimes Jay. Hi, welcome back to the Shambuca's podcast, episode
10.
Episode 10.
It is. It's going so fast.
Yeah, I can't believe it already. It's like a milestone at the moment, like.
And it's just, as we said in the last episode, like, with our setup now, it's just a whole thing. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot different now, rather than just being audio with the video and everything, and like all the setup and everything.
Yeah, because
so
with
much
me,
different.
With me, I only watch one podcast, Mile Higher Podcast.
Right.
And I like it because I can put it up on the windowsill, I can do my makeup, and it's like I'm with them.
Right.
You know, it's my thing.
Do you feel like we're adding that now to this podcast as well?
Yeah, I want people to, right, if you're a boy, I don't know what boys even do. You can just make your dinner. I don't know, but girls, like, sit in the windowsill, do their eyelashes.
Well, I go to sleep, I put on something and just go to sleep. Like,
Are we
listen to
sleepable?
it.
Do you think?
I think so. I think we should be.
We're nice.
Like, I'd recommend Shambuca's podcast to go to sleep to, like.
Would you?
Yeah, if I was listening. That's how I do on my podcast, so I don't see why we should be any different, like, you know.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah, sometimes I do listen to some podcasts to go to sleep.
Yeah, we listen to serial killer kind of story things. You know,
They're the best.
yeah.
Like, why do I listen to them?
It sounds a bit crazy, to be fair, going to sleep to, like, murder cases and
It's a
stuff.
big thing. Do you not know how much of it? I used to think I was isolated in that.
Right.
So much people do it. Like, so
Interesting.
much.
We can find out if the people watching.
Yeah, literally. Well, because we got a huge response to whenever I said, if I get a huge response, which I did, so I need to get on it.
Oh, yeah, to
Then
do
we
a serial killer episode.
Well, it doesn't have to be a serial killer. We could even just do, I don't know, something else, like just murder
Yeah.
once a month. Because serial killers are mostly known. I'd like to find out some freaky Irish shit.
Yeah, I think there is, like, a few Irish, like,
There is.
murder cases that are weird. Like, do you know was it the Scissor Sisters or something like that?
Oh,
Do you know those two?
I know a lot about them.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
So you never know. But as we're starting the podcast, I think we should mention our sponsor, MT Fitness.
Of course we should.
As always, MT Fitness Cork is a personal training business in the heart of Blackpool, Cork. It specialises in personal training, nutrition, well-being and mindset.
Most important.
Yeah, they've helped hundreds of people over the last 2 years, and it's a place for absolutely everybody. You can contact them on Facebook or Instagram, that's at MT Fitness Cork, or give Mark a ring on 085 4657.
Class.
Very good.
Mark's the goat, like.
He is. Thanks so much for
And do you know what?
everything.
I know he provides his own sick gym, but because of him, he's helping provide a sick ass podcast.
That is the bottom line.
Like, Mark, I'm talking to you now. I want you to put this podcast in your CV.
Yeah. Help.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
definitely give him a follow. Definitely go look. And look, there's a lot of personal trainers about. There's a lot of all that stuff going about. Go onto his Instagram now
Look at the testimonials.
and go into the testimonials, and I'll say no more. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's leave it at that.
Yeah, leave it. We let you do the rest.
You just go and look in the testimonials. Actually, talking about personal trainers, as people know, I am actually with why have I gone blank? Barry's Bods. He's my personal trainer, but I've ended up finishing up with him. Nothing to do with him.
It's just for temporary basis anyway.
Yeah, it is quite. It's only for 2 months or something. But I have been so. What? How do you even say this? This is how I describe it to Owen. I'm just going.
Yeah, just
I'm
binge eating. Like,
binge eating, emotional eating. My period was, I think, 8 days late. I've never experienced that before. I've only been getting my period anyway since January, so it makes sense it's going to be irregular. But I'm someone who, I get PMS, and I know PMS is before your period, but a lot of people will get really hungry during their period and stuff. But once my period comes, I get relief. So I had my 2 days of hungry eating that I expect, and then I went on for another 6 days. So it was a shitstorm. I went up 2 kg. I think a lot of it was water retention. I think I'm only actually up a kg. Some of it could still be water retention.
And what's the reason you're leaving Barry's baths?
It was something that he actually recommended, because Barry said he's a personal trainer, but he doesn't know much about the emotional side of eating, the psychological side. He can tell me, look, you have to get this much calories, but I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's as if, and I'm in early addiction recovery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know how to fight urges.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough, yeah.
There's been a lot of times I wanted to take coke, or a lot of times I wanted to go drinking, and I can say, no, I'm not doing that. But the food has a different hold. And anyone with food issues, it's something I can say, and my food issues are minor. This would be one of my worst few days, but you don't need cocaine, you don't need alcohol, you need food.
Yeah.
That look, I haven't seen cocaine for, I'd say seen it about 6 months ago, because someone I knew was taking it. But if you have a problem with food, you're seeing it all the time.
It's constantly around you as well.
It's constantly there. And so Barry recommended, he actually has a psychologist.
Joe O'Brien.
He recommended one, Joe O'Brien.
Not her brother.
Not my broshki. What are you calling Joseph lately again?
Joji.
Little Joji.
Little Joji.
So he recommended me a fella. I'm not going to say much about him, because your man's to get in touch with me tomorrow, and I'm going to see how I get on. But I've sorted my life in the sense of physical fitness, addiction, mental, whatever word I'm trying to say, body positivity. I really think this is the last thing.
And then you're sorted.
I think once this emotional eating is sorted, I'm going straight for being a life coach. I'm going to tell people the shit that they need to hear. Because emotional eating is my last hurdle. Well, fucking right now, what other hurdle is going to hit me in 2 days?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But at the moment, it is. And do you know what's really interesting, I think? Me and you are very on the opposite spectrum of food, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'd be an overeater.
I'd forget to eat,
Yeah, you'd forget to eat, wouldn't you? And sometimes, I don't know if I'm throwing you under the bus now, but I think you want to say it.
This is a regular thing, I don't know what you're going to say.
Sometimes, if you're at home, you actually just won't eat, because you're not bothered to go downstairs.
Yeah, I'm just be too lazy,
And that's very interesting, because I would never be too lazy to eat. Food would be, and do you know what's really interesting?
Eating is like a chore to me, I would just have to, oh god, I have to make food, and
do you know what's mad about that? Eating for me, do you know when I'm sick and I'm not even hungry, I'd force it down.
Yeah.
That's complete. I'd say you could happily go without food if you're doing well, could you?
Yeah.
Could you just live off Lucozade or something?
Yeah, I don't know, anything.
Some fizzy orange.
The grand,
Isn't that so interesting? It's really nuts. And I used to say it to Owen, I still say it in past. No, I talked about it yesterday with you. I always said, because Owen always says he'd like to gain a little weight, and I want to lose weight, and I said, it'd be lovely if we could swap.
Or swap appetites, I suppose, isn't it?
Metabolism, body shape, whatever. But then I realised, Owen's 8 stone, and I'm 13 stone. Now, right, just we look in the camera now for a sec. Imagine me being 8 stone now. Wouldn't suit me. And imagine him 13 stone. So really, I think the body you're given, and the way your body is shaped and stuff, is tailored for you. Maybe you need to drop a few. But if I drop 5 stone, that's 5 stone. Imagine I lost 5 stone. And do you know something else? Oh, I'm fucking going for it. I'm cross. This is to all you GP motherfuckers, right? No, this is wrong. My BMI and my height says I should be 8 stone.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you? 5'1"?
What?
5'1".
What's that?
5'1".
Sorry, I got so confused.
Right.
I thought you asked me was I 5'1" stone. I was like, no.
Right.
I was like, can you not see that? I'm 5'1", maybe 5'2". It depends from where my Air Max. I actually not sure.
Fair enough, yeah.
But I think I'm 5'1", and I think at this moment in time I'm 13.1 stone. Maybe actually no, a bit more now, because I'm after gaining a kg. But my BMI says I should be your way. It's madness. Will we actually have a look about BMI? It's some crazy stuff. Do you actually want to check on the laptop? It's like BMI is madness, and
What you wanna look up?
literally just BMI.
All right.
We'll look at a BMI scale. So I just told you there. We'll do
5'1".
do feet to pounds. It's madness, like, because I don't know why doctors are still going by BMI. Like, sometimes I go into pharmacy and there's BMI up in the wall. It's like, that's fucking bullshit. Like for your height, Owen, you're skinny.
Right.
You're underweight.
Yeah.
But you can go up and you're very fit.
Mm-hmm.
If you went and got your doctor, you went and got checked,
Yeah.
you'd be healthy in every sense.
Mm.
But
Your
you're
weight.
unhealthily underweight.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Mm.
If you're actually underweight and it's not healthy for you, you'd be physically
You'd be unwell, like,
unhealthy.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I know a lot of girls who would have been a very lightweight, and actually we're going to have a girl on the podcast soon, like, actually in today's episode.
Will it be next Thursday's podcast?
No. Our girl today, she talked about she had a body issue.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I think at one stage of her life, I leave her get to it, but she lost about 2 stone, whatever, and she was physically unwell from it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're physically unwell from your weight,
I suppose your body can adapt to it as well if you're, like, I don't know, if you're away for such long time as well.
But I think if you, like, I know a few girls who've lost a lot of weight due to eating disorders and stuff, and they would have been so unwell that they would have had physical ailments.
Mm.
You know?
What's your weight in kgs? Do you know?
Oh, you're, I just throw an 80. It'd be about 80. What you say? I'm the thickest bitch ever.
How high do you? 5'1"?
5'1". Like, it's really lousy. I have 2 drinks on the go today, lads. I have 7 Up and I have coffee. So I'm a bit tired now today because my period coming. I'm getting this. It was as if I was patiently waiting. Like, you know, it was as if my body was waiting for it to come. Like, on, you know, whatever. And now that it's came, my body just wants to go, you know? It's so nuts. Like, I'd say a weight that I would be my most physical healthiest would be like 11 stone.
Is that your goal?
No.
It's not your goal.
It was my goal.
Right.
But I'm 13 now. And I'm going to the gym and not sweating that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm getting fit.
Forget about that BMI thing.
I haven't
No,
having
it's-
issues with it.
Yeah, forget about
So
it.
you do. Look up BMI scale. There's photos of actually just BMI scales. Because Owen's on some fucking web doctor.
BMI calculator.
So lads, if you want to check your BMI out with us, don't go into that one. Just look up just BMI scale. Yeah. Don't say for woman or man, it'll be general the same. See? That's not
Okay.
wrong. Yeah. You can click on whatever one you like. Can you see that? Like, BMI is some of the most infuriating shit I've ever dealt with in my life.
What say you are 80 pounds?
I'm... No!
No, 80 kg. Sorry.
I'm not laughing because it's fun. No, I'm laughing because, as you can see on the camera right now, I'm not 80 pounds. That's the only reason I'm laughing. I'd say you'll be close enough to 80 pounds.
Nah, look. Just forget about that. There's too much hassle now.
Well, just quickly.
If you want to look it up, just Google it yourselves.
We'll be getting a sick ass laptop on the way.
Yeah, thanks to our sponsor, MT
Thanks
Fitness.
to our sponsor, and we'll be able to do proper shit because this piece of shit over here, not Owen, over there, was my dad's, and it is literally from, I'd say, 2004.
Yeah, it wrecks my head.
Like, it's horrifyingly bad. It is so bad. So, Owen, what would you say about your eating habits? Like, do you think you're physically healthy with the way you are?
Yeah, feel fine.
Yeah, and with your BMI.
Yeah.
And I might not be exactly correct, but I used to be I look up my BMI all the time and go, oh, I wish I was in my perfect BMI. So I roughly kind of know. And I'd say with your height, they'd want you to be 10 stone.
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
But you're very healthy now.
Yeah, I have a physical job as well, like, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and as well, I don't know, I'm not sure,
Mm.
but I don't know with your body, would you carry 10 stone in a nice way? Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, I just think BMI is such bullshit. Like, if I was 8 stone, like it tells me I should be, I don't think I'd look very well.
Right.
Do you get what
You
I'm
think
saying?
you look sick or something, like? Or...
I think if I got to 8 stone and someone, because I have a huge head, look at the size of my head.
Right.
It is ginormous. It is massive. Remember the cookie?
Yeah,
That cookie was, we talked about on Tuesdays.
it was a big cookie, yeah.
The cookie was the size of my head.
It was like a plate.
The cookie was like a large plate and it was the size of my head.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I'm going to lose some weight in my cheeks and stuff, but this head's going to stay the same.
That skull don't shrink.
That's so So if I was to lose weight, I'd still, to get down to 8 stone, I'd still have a huge fucking head. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. So it wouldn't suit you, yeah. That makes sense.
No, I don't think it'd suit me one little bit. So yeah, rant over, I'm sick, I just hate BMIs. We were talking about something else and I just completely went on tangent about BMIs.
Yeah, but that's the joys of the podcast. You can just talk freely whatever you want,
Yeah,
you
but
know?
can you even remember what we were talking about?
No, not about it. Doesn't matter though.
Here we
It's
are.
fine.
Here we are.
No, we were talking about Joe O'Brien
yeah.
and food. What you call it? Food habits, I suppose, or
And
psychology of food, emotional
Psychology
eating.
of food.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in what he's going to do.
It was like, remember what Barry asked you to do? And he's like, get a takeaway or something that you like, and just sit. Like what you do if
I will, Barry.
like when
I
you're
will get that spicy bag this evening.
like when you're emotionally eating, like you get it and you go and it's gone. You're not enjoying it.
That's the thing.
So what Barry's thing was like, get like, I don't know, dairy milk, whatever. Sit down and like eat it like piece by piece and actually enjoy
and do you know what
eating
that's
it
actually called? That's actually called mindful eating.
mindfully.
And it's
There you
something
go.
I've done. And when Barry told me, he didn't call it mindful eating.
Hmm.
Because he doesn't know about mindful eating. And
Yeah.
neither do you. But it actually is a psychological thing. But whenever I want to emotionally eat, I habitually want to binge eat
Yeah.
and watch something to distract how much I'm filling my belly.
Hmm.
Do you know? Like, you don't binge... Like,
But it'd be like binge drinking. Do you know what I mean? As well, it'd be similar.
yeah, because you couldn't mindfully binge drink, could you?
No.
Drink, I said.
Yeah.
You
but,
couldn't.
But you're not being mindful when you are binge drinking then as well, because you're getting fucking blackout
That's what
drunk.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if, right, okay, what's an example of binge drinking? How much would you need to drink to binge drink? We say 10 pints.
10 pints, yeah.
Okay, so oh, and look, here we are. 10 pints,
Yeah.
right? If you were visually looking at those 10 pints and you were drinking them one by one and it said the calorie intake
Mm.
and the fat intake on the pint glass and it said the alcohol limit, the alcohol amount or whatever, and you were being mindful of the smell of it, the taste, like, I'd honestly say you get through 2.
Yeah, you'd be like, no, fuck
Anybody.
that. It's too much.
Like,
Yeah. If you visually see it, like, and it's on the table, it's like, no, that's way too much. I don't want all that. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want it.
Yeah, but then when you have 1 pint in front of you and you down, it was like, oh, I need another. And then
See, yeah,
it keeps going
yeah.
on like that.
But
But do you know what's cool as well? Do you ever see those shows where it's like super fat versus super skinny?
oh, I love that.
And then they go and they like, I think it's
Yes.
another one as well, but like one might love pizza and they basically like have a truck full of pizzas, like this is the amount
No, you're right.
you eat in a year.
That's what's it called again? Super
size versus super skinny.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is that show. They like they always do with the larger one.
Yeah.
They like, she pretend now she loves pizza. Yeah,
Mm.
they'll have a stack of the oil that she
Oh,
takes
yeah,
in a
yeah,
year
yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. And actually, they do have them sitting across from each other like we are now, and it's just, there's no distractions.
Mm.
Because a lot of time in life,
Oh yeah, it's just black and white canvas, like, isn't it? It's just black.
it's just
And
two of them sitting
They
across
just have
each
them in
other.
their like their underwear, and like just like nothing, like
No.
just the white
Yeah.
table.
No.
What?
The scenes when they eat food, they're not in their underwear.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
I'm on it.
Let's clarify that. Yeah, that's true.
What I mean is, like, there's no radio on, like there's no telly on when they're sitting across from each other eating the food. They have to focus, like,
Yeah, they're focusing on the food, yeah,
yeah,
and each other then as well.
That program's a bit weird though.
Yeah.
Actually, when you think about what is the
But there's obviously some psychology to it, because like one person has, like the skinny person gets the large person's portion
how's
of
that helping
food.
the skinny person though? She don't want
No,
that.
it does though, makes sense, right? So the skinny person's getting the large person's amount of food. The large person's getting the skinny person's amount of
Yeah.
food. So your man is there and he has like 2 bites, and he's thinking about the skinny face, like, oh my god, how do you survive and live and whatever, do you know? And then the opposite's going like, how can you eat this amount? And
with
like
with the comparing actually, and that's a good point.
comparison, and then the
Yeah.
whole point is to find the balance in between the two.
Yeah, and it's such a big extreme. Like, all right, okay, I would say I'm on the bigger side, right? If I was to be in that,
Right.
no, I'm not saying I'm like.
Okay,
that, right?
let's say I'm super skinny.
And I'm super big,
Yeah,
okay?
right.
Or super large, whatever they call it, extra hot and
Extra
hot.
Alright.
So, yeah, if you were eating, I don't know, 4 cream crackers for your breakfast,
Yeah.
and you were still coping,
Mm.
and then I was eating a fucking 16-inch pizza,
Yeah.
and we swapped, I'd always thought, like, it'd be the skinny person trying to force back the kind of thing, and like, what's the point in that? But what you said there about the comparison, that's
Yeah.
actually really good
Like
point.
the large person will see that, oh, I actually don't need all this food to like survive or whatever their thought is.
And the skinny person will see like, oh, do you know what? I can fill my belly up a bit.
Yeah, because there's more food in front of them that they'd
And-
normally put
yeah,
in front of them.
And lads, like, we know that eating disorders and stuff is a lot more complex than that. Of
Yeah.
course we know that. We're not saying like, oh, stuff back a pizza.
We're not
like,
professionals, like.
no, not with, like, I have no ground to walk on. That's why I'm getting someone onto me
Yeah.
to help me with emotional eating. But we're just on about that program.
Yeah, we're just what
like-
we saw in it, like.
Yeah,
basically.
we're just kind of talk. I don't know. I'd actually like to hear if people think that program's right or wrong. I'd like to be interested in
Yeah.
it but people always do kind of lose weight on it or gain weight.
Yeah, like they set up healthy eating habits
And
for
you know what
them.
I
like.
always find really interesting? Do you know at the end of that, whenever, I don't know, they go away for about 2-3 months or whatever and they come back, the lighter person would have gained some weight,
Mm.
but the bigger person would have lost a lot more.
Yeah.
I think it's like the bigger you are, it's much easier for it
To
to fall
lose,
off
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I think there's like a thing as well, like if a large person is losing weight and stuff, they lose a lot very quick and then they'll stop for a while. And do you know
Mm.
what's it called?
Me right now. Plateau.
Plateau, yeah, they'll plateau. Isn't it?
Mm.
So that's interesting.
It is very interesting. Would you ever go on a gains journey, do you think? Honestly.
No, not really.
You'd have no interest.
No.
Yeah.
I've no.
Because, like, you're happy with your body. You've never been
Yeah.
insecure about being
No.
slim or anything. And you're healthy.
Mm,
So why would you need to anyway? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, sometimes, well, a few months ago, you'd only had a breakfast and a dinner.
Yeah.
But one of your goals now is just to have a lunch too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
trying to do that as well. And with me, mine's just 3 meals.
Mm. And with you as well, like you will eat at set hours, like you have like a routine to eat. Like
Oh, I
you'll have your
have to.
breakfast at this time. It
Yeah.
has to be like the same
I
time.
do. I actually, what I've learned in my journey of weight loss is I like to eat at night.
Mm.
I'm a night eater. I just, do you know what I thought of? Midnight
What?
Toker. But I don't, I don't know why.
The
that
joker,
came
the
into
smoker, midnight
it.
talker.
Midnight eater. That's what came into my head. What was I saying? I get hungry in the evenings.
Yeah.
And like each meal is supposed to be roughly spaced out between 4 hours. So what I'll do is I stall out my first meal to 12 o'clock. So then 12 o'clock is breakfast, 4 o'clock is lunch. Lunch.
Lunch.
And then 8 o'clock is my dinner. And that's late. That is late to be having your gin dinners,
Mm.
like. And that leaves me quite stuffed. And then around 9:30, I'll start my snacking.
Mm.
And then I'm getting tired around 9:30. So
Right.
it's not like going around going, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Do you know that sort of way? So it actually works out.
For me, then
better.
I'll have it like, oh yeah, I'll have some food there now because whatever. Like do you know
Sometimes
what I
I
mean?
do get jealous of you though.
Oh, that I can just eat kind of what I
Then
want.
you can
and-
just eat what you want.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it does get to me sometimes. But like, I'm not in your life. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not you. I'm not in your
Step
life.
off.
Step off.
Step off.
Oh, lads, because I knew say because Mike got the Owen. Once me and Owen got the mics, he was testing it on my bed, right? And he was just like, no, my mum and Joseph were in the house, and we actually didn't have it plugged into the laptop.
It was into Joseph's amp.
Joseph's amp that he connects his electric guitar to, and it was up, I'd say, on the loudest.
Yeah.
And
it was so much fun. Old school rock songs.
Yeah.
In the ancient times.
Oh, that one. That was the main one.
Yeah, that one.
And me and Joseph we have it stuck in our head since.
Yeah. So the last 2 days now we're just singing school rock songs.
You're his stan, aren't you?
Yeah.
School of Rock.
Yeah, love
Class
it.
film.
One of the greatest films of all time.
It is a really, really good film. So do you think we should go to our special guest?
I think now's a brilliant time.
Do you think we'll give it a bash?
Yeah.
No, actually, do you know what I'll
Right.
do first? Remember I got my diary from 2 years
Oh
ago?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
wanted to show everybody. This
So
diary.
no, give them some like, when did you start your diarying and everything like
I love
that?
about my diarying. A lot of people think diarying's kind of cringe.
It's like, yeah,
dear diary,
like that thing in movies.
today Owen kissed me on my cheek, and it's like,
Yeah,
no, you know what
Yeah.
I mean. I started journaling. I call it journaling. I don't think I don't call it a diary. I think it's a journal. I got my first journal, I think, when I was 16, and it was kind of, back then it was more of it is still expressive, but it was more colouring. Like I would have wrote kind of poems. I like kind of poems and stuff, and then I would have coloured, like, alright, see if I remember, I'm reflecting back in the first one, I wrote a good bit of it up the north on my holidays with my family from Northern Ireland, and like I'd write my day, and then in that day we went to the mountains.
Right.
So I draw a mountain in the back. It
Oh,
would
cool.
be more like that.
Yeah,
you know? And then I can't remember. I think it was this year. I think it was actually this year, 2018. It was a shitstorm of a year for me. It was my all-time low year. The only reason I got this out as well was because Owen asked me when was my
sober day.
my
The day you
sober
got
day,
sober.
a year sober, and it's sometime in October, but I don't know when. And I thought this was the 2019 one, so I was looking through it, and I was looking back on this year, and it was so chaotic on so many different levels, and it's such a big reflection. Another reason I have them is because, like, if I ever pass away after I have children, or like, see if I died tomorrow, and then like everyone around me, a piece of their life is missing because I'm gone. You know what I mean? They can just look in my, like, right, for example, so I die today, right? And then on the 1st of January, you have a few diaries to look on of my
1st of January.
my 1st of January.
Over last, yeah.
And then the 2nd, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cool kind of thing. But this one is absolutely crazy, isn't it, Owen?
What's that, 2018?
This is 2018. This was my worst year. I'm going to actually just move these cups a little bit, and I can open it properly. I look for it. Like, this was my year of my craziest drinking. It would definitely be. And I'm going to look for pages now. You can actually see, like, I was writing in it, and I was just...
It's like scrawl marks, some of the pages.
Literally scrawl marks. Like, I was just pissed drunk, like. I think they're more towards... And this was my year when I was actually with a narcissist. Like, this was a really crazy year for me. It was just horrible. Like, when I look back on it, like, Owen actually said to me, oh, show me, like, read out bits of it for me. And, like, you even said, like, and I even said, it's so crazy how much you can, like, how do I even explain what I'm trying to say? How back then that was my normal.
Yeah, that was your everyday, like.
And I couldn't look and say, this is crazy. Yeah, like, look, this isn't even bad scribbles. But, like, that was mouldy writing. I don't know if you can see it well, but it looks aggressive.
And what I noticed as well, like, even, you know, there's some pages where you're absolutely fucked and, like, it's just scrolls.
Like here.
Yeah. And then, you know, you have your day when you're like, when you have your day when you're, the next day when you're, like, sober, I suppose.
Yeah.
But even your sobering from then, 2018, is different to your sobering now. Like, the font is different, the way you write is different.
There must be something in that we don't know about.
It looks like two different people's journals. From
really
from
does.
now to then. Not even like what's in them and the stories or whatever, but the actual writing itself.
Yeah.
It looks different.
Something really great, and I've never spoken about this on Instagram, on any of my other platforms, but I'm going to speak in a very brief way right now. It's something I can't really talk about. I could, but I'm still not fully comfortable with it. Like, and you know that you've asked me before.
Yeah.
Why aren't I still ready? But something really, I'd say, tragic happened. I wouldn't say it was just like it was a part of my life, but it was from somebody who wasn't in my close family. You know what I mean? But it was still someone who I would have been in contact with. There was a murder, and like in this journal, I wrote the day that it happened, and bit by bit what happened. And anyone who's listening going like, what? There was a, like, oh my god, are they still on the run? Whatever. Everything's been dealt with.
Yes.
Like, look, that's like, I'm not trying to justify murder, nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, like, this person isn't still walking around the streets. It's not like, what? There's a murderer gonna walk out of pennies. Like, no, it's not like that. But whenever I opened it was only yesterday I looked at it.
It was the page you opened up on as well. It was a random page.
Oh my god, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the first page I opened on, and it was literally like, what did I have written down? Something like, today I woke up and I got a phone call that so-and-so is dead, and so-and-so who was close to me did it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the fuck is going on? And what I thought was really interesting about journaling, and anyone who's listened to this and they're going through shit, some crazy fucking shit, journal it, get a pen and paper, because you're going to get better, and your life's going to get better, and you can look back and go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I can read that now and I can literally just hug myself, like, because I've changed so much. It's fucking crazy.
Does it seem like you, like when you read the stuff, does it seem like you, like, or does it seem like somebody else?
How do I just, right, it does seem like me, but the me now would not tolerate that.
Right.
And I'm not on about the murder, like, that's not something I could have tolerated, you know what I mean? That was just circumstance, that just happened. But like the relationship with the narcissist and stuff, like, my what's the word, I love myself so little that came into my circle. You know what I mean? If my self-worth and self-love was as high as it is now, that person wouldn't have even been, it'd be, what?
Yeah. Sorry,
what? But I was so low and I was in such a dark place that person could get in. You know what I mean? And I just think that is so crazy. And like, I look back and I'm still at the point where I actually feel embarrassed about that relationship and stuff. How did I put up with that?
How would you let it happen for so long and stuff? Yeah.
But like, how old am I now? I'm 21. It's 2020. So I was 19.
Yeah.
And I was dating a 23-year-old narcissist. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault, like, do you know what I mean? I was only an adult for about a year, but I still get those thoughts about it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I just think that's so crazy. So anyone who is going through a hard time, or anyone who's not going through a hard time at the same time, get a pen and paper. It's class. Like, especially because I was one of the first people who was told about what happened with the murder and stuff. I was one of the first people brought into it. And I really thought, because I was so close with the people it happened with and stuff, I thought I would have had to be called to the High Court.
Yeah, and give, like, go up and
give a fucking statement and all that shit. And how handy would that have been?
Yeah, you have everything documented.
And you know what? Because I've fucking the shittest memory ever, I actually did write my statement. Like, I was supposed to go on holidays to Morocco the next day, and this happened and I couldn't go. But I wrote my statement out in a big, like, 3-long page from whenever, because if I was called in the High Court, you know, that way. And this thing was dealt with during the summer. It actually went to court and everything, so like 2 years after, kind of, a year and a half, and there was nothing more satisfying
and throwing it away
when I burnt that statement. Oh, I burnt it because it was done, and that was the last thing I had to have me attached to the narcissist.
Yeah,
you know, it was the only, because I thought if I had to go to the High Court,
you're gonna have to see him.
I'd see him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it was finally just done and put away to the side. There was nothing nicer than it.
So yeah, pick up a journal, start reading, I suppose.
So that was a big, tough part of my life. And the girl we're having coming on today, she's actually talking about her life and all the tough stuff she's been through. And lads, it's heavy. I want to say a trigger warning actually for anyone. There isn't details in it. There isn't details of the abuse or anything, but she does mention the sexual abuse she's been through. She didn't say what sort, or do you know what I mean, but it's just mentioned. And I just want to let people know that is going to be there.
Yeah.
So we don't have the person here with us, obviously, with COVID being a shitstorm, but the sound, we're going to have a mic here, and it's going to look like it's coming from Buddha. That's what.
Okay, yeah.
It's actually going
to the way we have it set up,
which
actually.
is really, really crazy. Yeah. So I'm just getting up to the top of it there, because what we do is we do it through voice notes, because it really, really helps it. Okay, so I'm gonna just bring over this mic there now, guys. Just bear with me. I'm thinking. Nice, good idea, Owen. That's a really good idea.
And just put that there.
Yeah, well, you just hold it there. No, that's really
Just
good.
volume up on that mic.
Yeah. I'll just turn up a bit higher, do you think?
Yeah, I'll just check it on here. So.
Alright, guys. So, we're going to start off with our introduction. And I want, as I always say to everyone when someone's coming on, they're actually sharing their life. So, like, let's be as mindful and as open as we can be, because this was somebody's life. You know what I mean? It is somebody's life.
Hey, my name is Jamie Noonan. I'm 21 and I'm from the north of Cork. And the reason I want to come on the podcast is to support Anya and to do something different. I've never done it before, and I think it would be an interesting thing to do, and I'd like to talk and somewhat share my life and my story.
I'm so happy that you're on the podcast. I never knew, as I actually just said at the start of this, I think I said it, that she's actually my age and that she's so wise for her years.
Do you think she was older because of...
I did.
Yeah, right.
Like, I actually assumed she was older from what she's been through, which is so crazy, isn't it? It's the craziest thing ever. I don't know why, but I always thought that she was from the west of Cork.
Right.
I don't...
Just a notion.
What does that say about assumptions, like? Do you know what I mean? Why did I assume that? So I'm going to start it off by, do you think you were a happy child growing up? Yeah, because I know you want to come on about mental health and stuff like that. Do you think you had a functional or a dysfunctional family?
Thank you, so am I. Thank you for asking me to come on. Yeah, we're the same age. I didn't realise either. I thought you were younger than me. No, I'm from the north of Cork, rural north of Cork, near Mallow is where I grew up. Growing up, I think I was very happy as a young child, and then stuff started changing and going on. I was sexually abused from a young age. I know it's very deep, but it's true. So yeah, that started happening when I was really young, and it affected me, but I didn't see the effects or feel them until later years. So the major change was when I started secondary school. I developed an eating disorder, and I lost like 2 stone in a matter of months. I basically starved myself and got addicted to Just Dance and didn't eat, counted calories, lost a load of weight. I started to look better, but I started to feel worse. I pretty much stopped going. Well, I didn't stop going to school. I missed a lot of secondary school from second year on. I sat my junior cert. I somehow passed everything and did pretty well. I did all honours, which I was proud of because I missed so much school. And then after third year, due to bullying and just my mental health and kind of I guess more so the social aspect of school, I changed, and I was happy in TY, and then my mental health started to dip again, and it affected my friendships and relationships in school, so I pretty much stopped going again. in the second half of TY, and then in 5th year I hardly went in, and at the end of 5th year I left school and went to
apologies, lads. Got it.
And went to hairdressing college.
Oh, wow.
My family growing up, I have a great family. I love them dearly. I have great parents. I have an older brother, but unfortunately there's no relationship there. He doesn't want a relationship with me. I don't know, I mean, like, no family is perfect.
Yeah.
I think my parents tried their best, but because I was such a difficult child, and because, not even a difficult child, a difficult teenager more so, because I didn't tell them, or didn't feel like I could tell them what was going on, or I didn't know what was going on, I feel that affected me deeply. And the after effects came during my teenage years and during my later teenage years. So I think the fact that I couldn't tell them what was going on made it very difficult, and they didn't understand why I was acting out, or why I wasn't going to school, or why I wasn't feeling well, because they didn't have, I guess, the awareness on how to express what was going on, or the knowledge on what was going on, or why it was happening.
That's so tough, like.
Yeah, like
So, a short answer to a long-winded one. I guess the outer family would have been dysfunctional, and then my own family would have been okay. Not really sure to answer that. Like, they would have been okay, you know. I've always had a great relationship with my mother.
Yeah.
My dad has been strained, but as I've gotten older, it's gotten a lot better.
Sorry, Owen, what were you saying there?
And like, especially with obviously all that abuse going on, and then dealing with it in school, and school by itself is very tough for a lot of teenagers and stuff like that. And just the fact that she actually still went through and got good results in school is
that's
unbelievable.
just a league of your own shit. Like, I didn't do my junior cert, and I didn't go through that stuff. You know what I mean? And as well, you said there, Jamie, you said, oh, I was a difficult teenager. Weren't we all?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, girl? We were all difficult, and it's heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking, and like, mental health's hard nowadays. Anyway, in Ireland there isn't a lot of awareness about it, especially when we're all kind of younger. Even now, so don't mind a few years ago, like, and imagine having abuse going on top of that, and then being ashamed of your abuse. You know what I mean?
Not being able to express it to your parents, not feeling comfortable enough to express it to your parents.
It's so crazy.
Such a hard situation to be in. Like,
if you're comfortable with speaking about it, going a bit back, what age were you when you were sexually assaulted? And with not telling your parents, did you feel ashamed? Which you shouldn't be. I just want to say that, but like, a lot of people would. I know that's a thing, to feel shame when you shouldn't feel shame. You know what I mean? And when you told them, were they a lot more understanding? And like, with my experience with kidnapping, like you said, Jamie, it didn't, with kidnapping, like, I was kidnapped, that's what I mean. It's not like I kidnapped someone, I didn't explain that way. It didn't hit me until a lot later. I think that actually happens. That is how suppressed trauma, and then it comes back and bites you. It's crazy. I was going to ask you as well, what age should the eating disorder begin? Because I know you touched on that there. And do you think it was a way of coping, or were you body conscious, or even both?
I was always loved. You know, we always had what we needed. We were very fortunate in that regard. Both my parents worked. They're hard workers. You know, they've worked for everything that we have, and they've tried to give us a good life and instill good values in us. So for that I'm grateful. For other things, not so much. They're quite religious, which I don't agree with. I'm not religious at all, to be more spiritual, but that's their belief at the end of the day, and I respect it, you know. But that would have been a touchy subject with my dad for a long time, because we just didn't agree, and we're both quite sober.
You've experienced that a bit, haven't you, Owen?
Yeah, my dad's fairly religious, like.
He'd be fairly holy, which is not wrong with being holy.
But like, I wouldn't be the holiest person at all.
Would you call yourself in any way holy?
No, not really. Like,
I wouldn't be holy. I'd be spiritual, the exact same as Jamie. I'd be a more spiritual person. But yeah, I do think that causes a bit of conflict if you're a teenager and your parent, like both of you said it's your dad's,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is completely made up situation that I'm saying, but I'd say both of you have experienced it, like, oh, I'm having a shit time, Dad, I fell, or I don't know, someone's calling me names in school, and you'd be told, just say a prayer,
Yeah.
God will help
definitely.
you. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Or any like situations like even like stop drinking. It's like, oh, stop drinking that, whatever. Like, oh, God gave you the grace to do it. You know what I mean? If you couldn't do that without God's grace, no. And I was like, oh yeah.
yeah, I can see how that's very frustrating for people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes perfect sense, like.
The sexual abuse, I'm not entirely sure when it began. I think I still have suppressed a lot of the memories.
Yeah.
It would have occurred around the time of my communion, and there also would have been an incident when I was younger. I couldn't tell you an age, maybe 4 or something. I was quite young. It went on then until I was a teenager, until I was 15. It was a very extremely traumatic part of my life, and I won't say it still haunts me to this day, but it has affected a lot of my life, and I think I'm only getting over it now. I went to court about it twice, and that has given me a lot of closure, but it's still very difficult. But I'm finally able to move on and get on with my life and improve my mental health, which is fantastic because it was so shit for so long, and I never thought I'd see past 18.
That was like 11 years of abuse. She
Yeah.
said it kind of started when she was 14.
No, 4 till she was
Sorry,
15.
yeah, 4 till she was 15. I got confused
Yeah.
there. And she's only 21 now.
Yeah.
So she's been 9 years without abuse, 11 years with it.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. And I'm so sorry for you, Jamie. I really am at the bottom of my heart. Like, when I'm listening, I can literally just feel my heart nearly sinking. Like, I can't believe that children had to go through that.
Yeah.
Like, children are supposed to be children. You know, I'm just so sorry. I really am.
So I think the fact that I never saw a future still somewhat sits with me, because I never had a plan. You know, people be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to college and do this, or I'm going to grow up and do that. I never had that. My plan all the time was to kill myself before I ever saw court.
Wow.
So I easily saw myself gone before the age of 18, and now I'm 21, and I find it crazy because I'm just trying to keep going and do my best.
Yeah, you didn't plan
I
this
still know what I
far.
want to do, but I know that I want to help people and make a change. I don't just want to go through life and not make a difference, I guess. You know, like, a lot of people have helped me. I've met some amazing people, so I want to help others and be remembered for being a good person, and not just kind of
Same.
flow through life, I guess.
That's a crazy point, isn't it? That she had plans. 18, I'm out the gap. I'm not making it this far. 18's it. So, like, she thought her life was going to be finished at 18.
Yeah.
And then she got past 18. And then it's like,
Oh yeah.
now what? Like, a lot of people, like, I can say, for instance, like, I've suffered from mental health and I've gotten suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. I would have thought similar to Jamie, I won't be here for this for this time in my life. I actually didn't think I'd get it to 21. That was one of my beliefs.
Yeah.
Joseph now, I can see, I'd say Joseph is thinking, Joseph's 18 now. Yuck. I thought Joseph was still like 15. Anyway, Joseph's 18, and I'd say he's thinking, right, I'm going to be a fireman until I'm 30. Then I'm going to, whatever, I'm going to get my pension when I'm 60. And I'll be in a nice retiring home.
Completely different mindset, like.
Yeah, like, you're like, imagine cutting your life off at
yeah.
18. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
My parents were very supportive when I told them. Thankfully, I told my dad first, and I was believed, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
They've been very supportive. They've also struggled with it, obviously, because, I mean, no one wants their child to go through that. So yeah, I must say I'm very fortunate and grateful that they have been supportive, and that, most importantly, they believe me.
They must take mad courage, like, to actually, you know, open up to your parents about what was going on. Like
yeah, actually, and I can imagine, like, as she said, like, there was periods when she didn't know how to express it or what to do. Imagine bottling something like that in because you don't know how to do it, and then, like, the moment Imagine how much
Yeah.
moment she had when she was like, will I say it?
Yeah, and it's mad as well. It's like, you know, she was so afraid to tell her parents, almost like she felt like she done something wrong, when it's not the case. Like,
That's why I asked her the question about shame.
yeah,
Because a lot of times there is shame, because I was always ashamed that and I'm not trying to put this back to me, but I like mentioning my experiences to show people that I understand, you know what I mean?
yeah, you find a common ground.
Yeah, like I think that's very important. And like whenever I was kidnapped, I had shame about that
yeah,
because I walked with her. But I was fucking 14.
yeah. You
I didn't
you were
know.
a child, like.
I was a child. I didn't know a 30-something-year-old woman had these horrible intentions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then that our mind, like, alright, look, I know we're talking about something serious now, but like in what's called Big Mouth.
Big
Shame
Mouth, or the
Wizard
Shame
comes in.
Wizard, yeah.
The big shame wizard comes in the background, like, you should be embarrassed. It's like, wait, hold on no second, Mr. Shame Wizard. We done nothing wrong, right? Leave us alone. Fucking mad stuff.
I'm so sorry to hear about your kidnap. I heard the story on here ages ago and it sounds so surreal, so I'm very sorry that you went through that. To be honest, you saying that now about using the eating disorder as a coping mechanism resonates, and it probably was, which I didn't realise. I was bullied in school, and I remember one girl in particular made a comment about my weight and that I was fat, and that I wasn't skinny, and I was quite overweight.
And what's that?
Towards the end of primary school, but I think that was also as a protective thing against the abuse, to try and make myself unattractive and to try and protect myself, I guess. So then when I went to secondary school, I wanted to lose it because I wanted to try and be attractive and just feel better in myself, but I didn't do it healthily. I've always struggled with my weight and self-image.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's really interesting, actually, isn't it?
Like, I'm very interested in psychology, and that's a level I've never thought of. Oh my god. Like, one of her ways of coping that she can look, obviously she didn't know maybe, I think she kind of,
She did it without thinking.
yeah, the way she explained it there, it wasn't consciously, you know what I mean? But subconsciously, because, like, fight or flight, you know what I mean? She was abused, and a way in her young mind of preventing that in the future was, maybe if I try and make myself look really unattractive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That is so crazy. And like, as people know, right, from listening to Jaimes' story, she's been through so much, yeah? But that girl who told her, oh, you're a bit overweight, she didn't know. So keep your fucking opinions to yourself.
Yeah, because you don't know what someone's going through, like.
Keep your words. If you don't have something nice to say, hold it in. Like, I'm reading Don Miguel's book. I think he's another bit to his name, but that's all I can think of right now. The 4 Agreements is what I'm reading. And the bit I'm at now is, this is my second time reading it, be impeccable with your word. Look, I know they were children. And like, I'm not coming for that girl who was, if that girl's listening now and she did that, like, I'm not coming for you. But like, it just shows you like, no matter what age, like, you have to teach your children to be, that words are so powerful. Like,
yeah, they can have an effect on someone for their whole lives. Do you know what I mean?
She was so affected by what happened to her, the sexual abuse, all this, that and the other. And then she finally started, like, to try and look kind of attractive. She wanted to start, in secondary school, you start taking a notion for kind of men, or, do you know what I mean, women, whatever your sexual orientation is, like. And then someone tells you you're fat, right? And like, that's enough to send you over.
And it's such a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but it's not. Like, it's such a, like, oh, you're fat. It's such a small thing.
That's so true.
To the person saying it, it's like, you know, it's just a mock, whatever.
They just got it off. They just goes.
But then to the other person actually on the receiving end, it's massive and obviously has a huge
and
impact.
And as well,
like,
it's only a word.
Yeah.
Like, literally calling like, she didn't say no if she was called fat or like what it was said to her, but like, that we're just like, look, like, is literally a word, you're fat. Like, that shows how much words have impacts.
Yeah. I suppose
know what I mean?
it is like it's a more common thing in school. Like obviously adults don't go around calling each other fat
You'd be
to their
surprised
faces.
though.
Yeah, but look,
Not to their faces.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Social media shit.
well, yeah, social
That
media.
is
Yeah,
happening.
I suppose that's
Might as well
100%
say
true.
to their face.
But like as well as like you need to remember, you know, even now that if someone does say it to you and you do have those negative thoughts in your head, try and catch it and
Yes.
don't kind of feed it.
Yeah,
is the
that's
word.
another one of the 4 agreements. So
Yeah.
it's actually don't take anything personally.
Yeah,
So number 1, be impeccable with your word, because you could fucking hurt someone. Watch what you say, right? I'll always say that. And as well, don't take anything personally. Like, obviously we can say that now. Like Jamie at the time, she didn't have that knowledge.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So we're not saying that, but like for people now, like if someone now hears this and they go, oh, be impeccable with your word. Oh, don't take things personally. And they aren't sure when someone tells them they're fat, they can
Yeah.
actually go, hang on a second now, actually, I'm not taking that personally. Because you call me fat, it shows you have your own issues.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw your shit onto other people.
Definitely. And like we're all susceptible to doing it. If someone says something
Exactly.
negative to us, we'll be like, oh god, like I'm actually really bad at this or whatever. Like we're all susceptible to it.
What,
Like
susceptible to...
susceptible to negative comments towards us and kind of
Oh.
taking them on, you know?
Yes, yeah. I thought you were saying everyone's susceptible of saying something horrible.
Oh no.
I
not
thought
the
that's
other
what
way
you were
around.
saying. But yeah, it's just fucking, it's madness, like.
I'm still body conscious, even though I try and be body positive on here. I'm still incredibly self-conscious. You know, I don't like my body, but I've learned to try and love it
Yeah.
and try and accept it and to give less of a fuck as I've gotten older, because everyone has a body and you should try and love the skin that you're in. You know, no one is perfect. Like, no one is perfect, and I hate nowadays that it's all the Kardashians and Instagram and airbrushing and makeup and tan and all this shit. You know, that's not how you wake up, it's not how you go to bed. You know, like no one wakes up looking like that. Okay, some people are blessed, yes, they're amazing, but like, it's not realistic. It's not real.
I love this girl.
I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder and is truly skin deep. What matters so much more is what is on the inside, not about how you look. Like, looks will fade,
Exactly.
a good heart won't.
Fucking
kind of.
shout.
And I think a lot of people have that, and especially if you've been abused, it's more so, because for a long time I struggled with the fact that I thought my virginity had been taken away from me, until a counsellor pointed out that it hadn't, in fact, because I didn't consent to what had occurred. So for anyone listening who's ever been abused, I would just hope that they learn to love themselves, and they learn to know that they're not what happened to them, and their body isn't what happened to it, that you're so much more, and that you are beautiful, and that you can hopefully overcome the trauma that happened to you and happened to your body, because your body is your own, it's no one else's.
That is so powerful, isn't it?
Mm.
Like, that is so inspirational. Like, we said the same last week when Craig came on, but like, it just is like people's stories and their opinions on life is just so interesting.
Yeah, and their experiences, obviously,
Yeah.
were her experiences, and then she's come out the other end. And
She's
do you know?
coming out the other end now, and she's giving other people advice.
yeah,
Like, there's nothing, like, in my opinion, that's like all humans should be doing that. We're all
Yeah.
capable of doing it. Like, just open up, because you're gonna help somebody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And as well, you need to come on and co-host with me. We'll make our own little podcast once a month or something about body positivity and shit. Because I'm sick shit of it. I'm sick shit of Kim Kardashian. Come on, face shooting to death, right? Her eyelids are like fucking the colour of this table. They're so white, right? There's not even, like, how old's Kim Kardashian? She's about 40.
40, yeah.
She's gonna have a wrinkle. I don't give a fuck. She has wrinkles. Like, yeah, right. She gets a load of Botox.
Do you think she'll ever come out and be like, oh, this is the real me, and
Well,
like
do
do
you
a
know
thing?
what? Soon enough, I hope it's illegal, which I know Jamie we touch on again in a minute. It should be hashtag photoshopped, hashtag edited.
Fair enough.
Mic down.
Drop the mic.
What I was going to say there to Jamie as well. When did you think your eating disorder began? And was it more starvation? I think you said it was starvation, alright, but was there binging to it as well?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very heavy and it's very deep, and some people might be like, oh my god, why is she talking about that? Or geez, that's very heavy or whatever, but like, it's realistic, and there's some healing in being able to speak about it openly and freely now, and all I would like is to help even one person to feel less alone. Because for so long I felt like I was the only person. Like, I spent how many days and nights especially, just crying and feeling like I was the only person who'd gone through this. I'd never feel better, and it would never get better, and I'd never be loved, and I'd never love myself. And now I'm 21. I'm working on the loving myself bit, but I'm loved. I'm in a relationship with a fantastic person who loves me, and I love them dearly, and I've got some great friends and great family. And like, life does get better.
If she don't show, like, I know suicide rates are the sky high now. If she don't show now,
just light at the end of the tunnel as well.
Hang on. Like, look, some people can't see it. Like, whenever you're in that depressive, like, whatever, you can't even see there's light at the end of the tunnel. But just hang on.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Wait it out. Tell yourself, look, I don't know what I used to do whenever I wanted to commit. I'd say, look, hang on, wait. It sounds mad, but wait a month.
Right.
Put it off. The next month you go, I wait another month. And then one day you'll go, do you know what? It's actually alright. It's grand. It's alright. That will happen. And like, if she's not, and I'm not joking about mental health or anything like that, but if she's not living proof of just hanging there, who is? She had it planned in stone, not in stone, but I'm going to commit before I make it.
She had her year, like.
And here she is, and she's happier than she's ever been. She's still suffering. Jesus Christ, who wouldn't be 11 years of abuse? Do you know what I mean? It'd be weird if she wasn't suffering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that is the human condition, as I said before. And her, I'd say, like, she hasn't said it factually, but like, I know I talk to Jamie a lot of the time, and her bad days, I'd say, like, could have been like most of the week. Now it would only be maybe 1 or 2 days in the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you wanted to, a huge thing is positive mental attitude. I cannot stress that enough. Like, for so long I laid in bed and I wasn't able to do anything, and that would still happen to me some days. I'm just not able for life. I just can't function, and that's okay. That will happen. You'll have your good days and have your bad days. Like, the sun doesn't shine every day.
Yeah.
But you can't just wait for the change to come. You have to be the change and make the change. And I'm not trying to preach, but you have to want it. And if you're grateful, you actually taught me that, gratitude. Oh my goodness, you taught me gratitude. I don't do it every day, I try to. Be thankful for what you have, and you will immediately feel better. You have a roof over your head, you've food on the table, you've clothes on your back, you've heating, you have a bed, you have a shower. You are already better than I don't know what percentage of the world. There's people out there hungry, cold, homeless. Be grateful.
That's such a good point Jamie made there. You need to want it.
Yeah.
Like, you need to want to get better. I know remember I seen her in town? Remember I seen Trisha Transformations in town? I was like, she's Instagram.
Oh, the guy outside the Imperial Hotel, isn't it?
Yeah, like, she suffered with her mental health a lot. Like, she would have been very, very heavy, unhealthily heavy for herself. And there was years where she knew she was mentally unwell over it all. But, like, the same as Jamie said, she had to want it.
Yeah.
You need to want to get mentally better. You need to have the drive for it. Like, I had a friend from the past. We're not friends anymore because I couldn't. She will be someone who suffers a lot with her mental health, but accepts it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like Jamie said, like, if you are having a bad day, yes, you can stay in bed all day, but you have to get up one of the days. Like, it's going to take every mite out of you to have a shower on some days, but just do it.
Get up, brush your hair, like.
You have to change the mental routine, no matter how hard it is, you know what I mean? And I actually used to look at, I remember I had one friend in particular, and I used to, it was actually that friend, and we were very young lads, so don't judge me, like, I was about 14, you know what I mean? And I remember, like, she'd have days where she'd be stuck in bed, and I would have looked at her, like, cop the fuck on, like, would you just get up out of bed?
Yeah.
Like her hair would have matted and I would have been like, would you just cop on? But now I understand.
Yeah.
I've been in a place
Gone
like
through
that
it.
now. It's
Yeah.
really like, it is a place.
And like if you were stuck in, you know, in a situation like that, you can't get out of bed, you're sad, you don't know why you're sad. Like it all starts off as well, if you're getting better, start off doing small things.
Yes.
Like make your bed in the morning.
I was
like, you
about
know?
to say that, like, your one now, the person, she wouldn't brush her hair.
Yeah.
She
Brush your hair. Yeah.
even brush a part of your hair.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be something like, oh god, I need to 5k run there now today, or else I'm not doing anything.
Fuck
you know?
no. Yeah, see, people
Yeah.
do that though. I used to do that.
Mm.
Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Like, or remember you talked about when you had depressive episodes around drinking.
Yeah.
Would you have been lying in bed and go like, I don't know, you'd be in horrors, whatever, and you tell yourself, now tomorrow I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna play for this, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
101 things, or else it was like there was no
That's
point
what
of getting
it
up.
is,
Yeah, yeah.
It's the
I have done
little
that.
tiny things. Don't like in your experience.
Mm.
If I was back with you then, like, what I would have said, throw your runners into the washing machine.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Because they come out a bit clean. You go.
I might wear them today.
Yeah,
That's well,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
For what you have, the rest will come.
Yes.
You know, no one is perfect. Rome wasn't built in a day. All those bullshit cliches, but it's true.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Life isn't easy by any means, but there's so much beauty in it, and you have to stick around to see it, because it will get better. It will. The abuse, it was often enough. It was a family member, and I used to frequently stay with the family, so as in it was like relatives, so it was often.
Wow.
I don't know, like it was often. I couldn't say how often now, but it was often. It wasn't just like a few times, it was many times.
Sorry, lads. We're using
Cut out there.
next
one. Yeah.
To my own devices, I just stopped going to school.
Alright, lads. This has been.
Good day.
The mental health, I think I had poor mental health since a child, to be honest.
Same.
Primary school onwards, and then secondary school more so. It just started getting worse, and I couldn't go to school. I couldn't get up in the morning. I didn't want to go. I'd feel physically sick. I'd even thought of going to school, you know, being seen by other people.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. And then the more I missed, the harder it was to catch up. And then the teachers were not exactly supportive, because, you know, they just thought, oh, she's missed the school, she's being lazy, she's an arse, whatever. You know, no one knew what was going on. No one asked either, which I found crazy. Even when I moved school, there was a home liaison officer. Not once did I meet her. Not once did I contact my parents. I was just left to quit. To be honest, I was left to fail. Like, a shit wasn't given. You know, there was no help or support offered to us, or homeschooling or anything. I was just left.
Yeah, like with school liaison officers, like I remember the ones in secondary school as well, and they were awful. Like
Yeah.
they didn't do anything.
Did
Do you know what I mean?
fuck all?
Didn't help any students in the
Well,
class
look,
or
I'm
any
sure they
scenario.
did
Like
stuff. I'm sure they don't pay
yeah,
for work and
but
stuff.
they don't. I don't think they do what it's like a student would expect them to do, or what
Oh, wow.
people have the idea of, like what they should be doing. Do you know? They should be at least like having like just get a class and take a student out for an hour, whatever, once a month or once every 2 months. But once they get around to like every student, it doesn't matter how long it takes during the year.
That is sustainable.
But
I
just
understand.
have a chat with them and just see how the family life is and things like this are going on, do you know? Because nobody knows. So it should be the liaison officer to even check up on a student that's doing brilliant in school. There might be something going on at home, but it might not be affecting their school life. But there still should be something there to check in, even if everything looks like it's going on fine, do you know?
That's so true. Other people's ways of coping is fucking putting the neck down, like,
Yeah.
isn't it? Fucking, that's such a good point.
School, no one, they rang and they text, but like eventually they stopped. There wasn't a fuck given, like, which I think is ridiculous, to be honest, because I needed the help and it wasn't given to me. And even growing up, and oh my god, I know. Hello. The fucking mental health services, as I know you know, are absolutely shit. I was promised by my GP when I was maybe 17 that I'd be in CAMS within 2 weeks. I never got a letter. I got a letter after I was 18 and I was told it was too late to go. Excuse me, I got a letter a few weeks before my 18th birthday, and I decided not to because it was too late to go, because I'd be transferred onto the adult list after. I was given a social worker. It's just a waste of time. Or like I met up with them, just a waste of time. I was put on a waiting list for Carrie in Limerick, and they needed 2 members of their staff to see me, so I was put on a waiting list. But yeah, my parents were seen straight away, which made no sense to me, and I was waiting for them for ages. When I finally got a place, I had thankfully secured a private counsellor, but like not everyone could afford that. If my parents couldn't afford that, I wouldn't have gotten help. I probably wouldn't be here. There's no probably, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that counsellor. I've been with her since I was 13. I don't go now, but I know she's always there if I ever need her, and she's kept me alive, to be honest. She has been my fucking saviour, along with other people. John Russell in the YMCA as well is an absolute saint. I love that man so much, and he's helped me so much. He's absolutely amazing. The people that work there are worth their weight in gold.
I'm in awe, like. You know.
Yeah, like I think everyone, like we've had Shauna came on the episode.
Me.
You as well, you've experienced with CAMS, is it?
How much people have we had on? Including the 2 of us, Sharon, sorry, 5?
5, yeah.
Is there 5th? Now that 3 people have experienced how shit CAMS was in our day.
Yeah, and like we said at the start, like when I think someone mentioned CAMS at the start, and they were kind of saying, you know, that it was bad, and we tried to say, you know, oh look, this is just CAMS back then. That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't a very good service.
Yeah.
So like, but we're still getting people through. You know, say it's still not good by the sounds of it, you know.
Shit, like.
But yeah, like what was your experience with CAMS again?
I went into CAMS, and they told me to eat some lunch. Nah, eat a good breakfast and come back in 3 months.
Yeah, that's all you got really.
And I kept telling my mum I was going to kill myself, like. And they told me to have some breakfast. And they told me I might get my 9 hours sleep.
When you went, did you want to go to a private?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
We'd fork it out, like.
And you got help.
Yeah, and I got my help.
But it shouldn't be like that.
No.
Like everybody should have access to good mental health services.
Joke, like. Yeah, it should be. Like, it's a human right, basically. Like, it's human right. I think it's human right in Ireland to get seen by a doctor, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking joke.
I would love to go host with you. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'm really passionate about it because, like, being healthy is important too, you know. But I just think it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah.
You know, you should still go out and live life and not be worried about how I look or whatever. You know, you should go and live life and make the memories and enjoy it, because when you're sitting in your rocking chair when you're 70, you're not going to give a fuck about how big your boobs are or how many stretch marks you have or what size your waist is. You're going to remember the memories, and vice versa for the people around you. So you should grab life by the balls and try and live and experience as much as you can, because it's too short and we could all be dead tomorrow, you know.
Reach, I think that's my favourite like line there now, like the whole thing, like it doesn't matter, you know, when you're old, it doesn't matter how big your boobs are and you're saggy, grab life by the balls. I think that was like my favourite like little speech there now from the start, the whole of the podcast from anyone we've had on.
She's the goat, like.
Yeah.
This person is the goat.
I definitely agree with, if photos are altered, that it should be mentioned.
100%.
Definitely, because I know they're trying to bring that in England, I think, or in the UK. I think it's really important, because it's not a real photo, and then you've got these young people looking at it and expecting or wanting to look like that and thinking this is real when it's not. So I definitely think that's really important.
Yeah.
The eating disorder was starving. I'd wake up in the morning, not have a breakfast, might have something to eat at school, but usually not. I might have an apple for my dinner. I had this little book that I remember my parents got. They just got it, excuse me, for looking stuff up, you know. Excuse me. But it was actually for counting calories. So I used to read the calories in that and eat fuck all and do just dance for hours and hours a day. And used to just starve myself, to be honest. I lost so much weight, I was so thin. I went from, I'd say, size 12 to 14 to a size 6.
Yeah.
And like I'm not a size 6. You know, like I'm small, like I wouldn't say I'm petite, but like I'm short, but like I'm naturally not a size 6.
I find that mad that at that young age she had a calorie counting book. And like, I'm not coming for whoever gave it to her, like I'm not saying that. Obviously they thought, oh, she's trying to lose a bit of weight, give her a calorie counting book. Calorie counting, you have to be in a good frame of mind to calorie count.
Right.
Like you really have to, like, because counting calories can become very addictive.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, imagine being that's mad. As well, Jamie, other people don't know, so I'd say they're like, what am I on about? But I know you changed your name. When did you decide to change your name, and what actually inspired you to do that?
I hope so, because there really is. And I think it also depends on the mindset you're in, the place you're in, this kind of space you're in.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people would say to me, oh, try yoga, do this, meditate, whatever. And I wasn't in the place to try or do it. And I tried and it wasn't for me, but now I do those things. I'd like to say every day, but I'm not perfect. I do them when I feel I need to, and I know I badly need to now. But they do help you so much, and little things like that, like as I said, gratitude helps me so much.
Oh yeah.
You know, I love candles and essential oils and all that jazz. There is little things that can help you so much. You know, it doesn't have to be big, huge things. You don't have to, go and spend loads of money or see loads of people. You can find out a lot of it yourself or ask people. I'd happily fucking talk to whoever about whatever, you know, like if it helps them.
Yeah, good point. What was I going to say there? Like, for me, one of my things would be reading my books. You see me read.
Yeah.
I read at least a paragraph. And then I go, done that. It's just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be even a page. It's just like a paragraph.
Just a little thing, and that's one of my little things that I go, well done. You know,
Yeah. And you're journaling then as well. Like,
yeah, I'm journaling, I do a little bit of that. What else? Washing my face in the morning.
You're meditating.
Meditating, a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
I would do 3-minute meditation.
You've a good routine, like.
Because I'm no pro meditator, like I'm actually, like, this is a judgment, like, but I am shit at meditating. I don't enjoy meditating, but it's beneficial to me.
Yeah.
So I do a little 3-minute. How much hours out of the day am I awake? 12 hours? No. 18 hours? No, I don't know. What's 24 minus 9? 15. Is it?
Yeah, I was just say that.
Right. 15 hours out of the day I'm awake. If for 3 minutes I meditate, it makes me feel a bit better.
Well worth it.
Fucking do it, you know what I mean?
What can you do for 3 minutes? You can boil a kettle in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And toast.
Just do meditating. Yeah, boil a kettle and do the meditation.
I'd like, as I said, if it helps even one person, then my job is done. And
yeah,
I would love for people to know that they're not alone, first of all, but also to speak out and to get help, because it will eat you alive. It did for me for so long. It will eat you alive, and if you don't say it now, it'll come out later. So again, life is too short. Say it to someone, even fucking ring Samaritans or something. Say it to someone and get help, because you're worth it and you're loved, and life is worth sticking around for, and life is so much better with you in it. So don't give up on yourself. And if you know a friend is struggling, or if you know someone who is or has been abused or whatever, don't give up on them. A lot of people have given up on me, and that's fine, that's fair, but they are worth it, and you know, they are struggling.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, a lot of times when someone's suffering, you just think, oh, they don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
Ask your friend if they're alright, like. If you think your friend's being a bit different, ask them what's up, like. And like, wait for your friend to get better again, like. Help them get better. Whether you have to ring them for, what, like 10 minutes a week or something.
Yeah.
And even if you feel like they're not going to message you back,
just message them. Do you know what I mean?
Good
Because
plan.
it could be that one point where they did need a message
Or you're
and
pretty
you
down,
saw
like.
someone. Yeah.
Just be a good person. That's a really good point.
So be kind to people. You know, treat people how you want to be treated. You know, you wouldn't want someone to give up on you, so don't give up on someone. You know, if you haven't seen them in a while or you haven't heard from them in a while, check in on them.
Exactly.
Because there's some days I'll be at work, you say hi, how are you, whatever, like you smile, you can't even fucking see the smiles now with the face mask, but like, I could be holding back tears and no one would know.
Yeah.
You never ever know what's going on behind closed doors or what's going on in someone's head or for someone. So just fucking be kind and be compassionate and try and be there for people. It doesn't even matter if you're fucking strangers, just try and fucking be kind.
It was like that there. Do you remember we were walking through town one day and we were going across that footbridge?
Yeah.
And
sorry lads, I got a bit of a dead leg.
Shake it out.
Sorry, what are you saying?
When we were walking across the footbridge in town, mic drop. And there was the
Sorry
guy.
lads, if you have earphones in.
There was the guy. Like I didn't notice it. You noticed him. And to me, he just looked like a guy just looking into the river, you know, like looking at the scenery, whatever.
I know what you're on.
And two guards were just right behind us as well, and they went over and had a chat with the guy. But I don't know if you said something beforehand. It's like, oh, look at that guy there.
He was debating jumping in, like.
Yeah, he was basically debating jumping in. The guards came over and had a chat with him, brought him away.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, to me, it looked like a guy just looking into the river, enjoying the evening,
Really?
enjoying stuff like that. And then clearly it wasn't the case at all. You know?
Yeah, afterwards that reminded me where, like, what Jamie just said, like, if you see, like, okay, you're different now because you thought he looked like he was fine looking at the view.
Yeah.
But I did think something was up.
Yeah, I know, yeah, that you said
Like,
it to me,
I
yeah.
did think something was up, so in the future, ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it is a stranger.
Even if you come across a bit weird, like, who put your pride down? Like, I'd always be very, I'd be a bit weird now if they're actually alright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what? Just do it. And you know what? Jamie said something there that I actually thought was really it's class. Like, she's like me. She loves swearing. You know what I mean? She'll say something like really like preachy and throw a swear at it. It just makes it go better. Like, I want to get a top. I want to bring out a top. Wait, right? 10 years time or something.
Right.
A white tee that says just be fucking kind. Like, she just said that, and it was it's so simple. Like,
Yeah.
you just be fucking kind. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's free, like.
yeah,
I mean.
being kind is fucking free. Yeah.
So be kind to people. You know, treat people how you want to be treated. You know, you wouldn't want someone to give up on you, so don't give up on someone.
Sorry, I just played that one nice.
Your mum sounds amazing. I'd love to meet her. And her accent, oh my god. Can't wait to meet you. Fuck. Yeah, I'd be near it now. I wouldn't get actually sick, but I'd feel, I remember sitting in the bathroom before going to school. Like, I remember the feeling. It's just, your stomach is bits. I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Oh
Your
yeah.
mum sounds
Jamie was saying that there because whenever I was actually having this conversation with her, I was telling her that I actually used to get sick. Like, due to anxiety.
I wasn't here for this. part.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Due to anxiety, I would have actually vomited. So I know, like, mental health can become physical. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were just chatting about that. So that's what she meant by that.
amazing. I'd love to meet her. And her accent, oh my god. Okay, so changing my name. A lot of people have asked me this question. I never liked my name growing up. I never thought it suited me. I thought it was very girly and feminine, and when I was younger I didn't want to be feminine.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be girly, rather. I didn't want to be girly. I was never a girly girl. You know, I never played with brats and shit. But I'm not a tomboy, I'm somewhere in between. I'm a bit of a weird fish. Bit of a strange mix. I am my own person. So yeah, I got inspired for the name by Jamie Genevieve. She's an amazing makeup artist and YouTuber from Scotland. And I just thought it fit. I was going to go with Alex initially, but I feel that's quite a common name.
How cool is
It's kind
that?
of one gender for people to go
What
to. So I
name?
just thought Jamie
Yeah.
fit. And I liked it. So I have a change in the UK, but it's not valid here. But I try and go away as much as I can because I feel like it's more me and also Laura.
Whoa, that's really cool. I just heard her say there, it's changed in the UK.
Yeah.
Like, I want to ask more questions when I get on the next time. Like, How's it
Definitely.
changed in the UK and not here? That is so interesting in itself. Like,
Which is my birth name, which is the name my parents gave me, is just a reminder of abuse, to be honest. I feel like Laura was abused and was a lost little broken girl, where I feel like me now as Jamie, I'm a completely different person. I'm strong and I'm happier and I'm hopeful for the future. You know, I don't feel stuck and like there's no hope and like I'm just gonna die. So yeah, I guess it's like a bit of a, not reincarnation, but it's just a bit of like I don't know, the next chapter, new book. I don't know, just yeah, I just prefer it, to be honest.
Turn over a new leaf.
turn over a new leaf. Like, isn't that madness? Like how you can identify your past with like abuse and stuff, and how changing her name was a kind of new start for her.
Yeah.
Putting the past behind, like, it's actually, it's so amazing. Like, it really is.
It's an interesting way as well, like coping with the past abuse.
Yeah.
By, like, changing her name, you know, and it's worked for her. So it's just an interesting, different way of doing it, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know.
So with separating Laura, sorry, I'm so shit at saying that name, Laura and Jamie, has that really helped you with your journey? And weren't you also homeless for a period of your life? And what led to that? And how was it in your experience?
I have in some aspects. Like, it's not as if I think it's a different person. Oh, that's not me. And it's not that I'll freak if someone calls me Laura. Like, I'm back at my parents. I'm in my own place, but like, I'm back living at home. I moved back earlier this year. And unfortunately, my parents still call me Laura because it's the name they gave me, even though I've expressed it. I don't want that, but they still do. I work in the town that I went to my first school in, so people obviously know me. They know me as my father's daughter, and they know me as Laura, you know, and like, if they know me, that's fine. I'm not really going to correct them because I don't see the need, you know. It's people important to me that know me as Jamie and respect me as Jamie and call me Jamie, you know. And my parents, like, I think that will come. They'll just have to get used to it. So yeah, like, Laura will always be a part of me, but I think I'm so much more than that now. I don't want it to define me. I think my biggest thing is I don't want my past to define me, because I think it has for so long. I've just been a victim, and I've been depressed, and I've been mentally ill, and I've been this and that, whatever. I don't want to be that anymore. You know, I want to have my own future and make something of my life and do so much more than what I've been doing. Like, I want to have a great life. I want to have a great future. I want to have babies and travel and work and have a business and a hippie van, and I want so much more.
We got the same goals.
I was on my past. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of an awakening in a sense.
Yeah.
Exactly, a new beginning. I was homeless when I was 18. I was in Adele House in Cork City, and I was kicked out of there because I tried to kill myself. It's not funny. But yeah, I was there for 6 weeks.
It's okay, laughed. I do that all the time. It's kind of whenever I was in Arbour House, I actually learned, like, whenever I talk about something serious, I used to laugh.
Oh yeah.
It's a coping mechanism. And so, like, alright, look, if I'm at a funeral, I'm going to start laughing, and some people will be going, look at that rude person.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's just a way I've learned to cope. Like I cope through humour. Like, everyone knows that. Like, yeah, sometimes, like, I'll just fucking laugh it out, like, and it helps, you know what I mean? And a lot of people would be like, why are you laughing at that? That's very dark. And it's like, yeah, it's very dark. That's my way of coping with it. So, sleep to check. You know what I mean?
I think it was like 6 weeks, and I was couch surfing then for a long time as well. It happened because basically I left home and I was stubborn. I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. I'll be my own person and figure it out. And my brother moved out of home when he was 17. He moved to the UK to pursue his career, and I kind of held myself up to that. I kind of held that as a pedestal, and I was like, right, I put him up on a bit of a pedestal, and I was like, right, I need to do this. I need to, you know, move out of home and do my own thing. So I went to the city as well. I was meant to stay with a person I knew, but I fell through, so I was couch surfing there for a while, and then eventually that runs out. So I ended up in the homeless shelter thanks to John Russell. He got me in there, and I'm so grateful that he helped me. And to be honest, that I went there in a sense because it opened my eyes a lot, and again, it has only instilled more gratitude in me, and also opened me up to that side of life and how tough it can be. And I think the experiences you go through shape you as a person. So although, like, obviously it wasn't a good experience, it is one that will make me relatable to more people. And I can say, you know, yes, I went through that and I understand, and just, I think it just made me see another part of life that a lot of people don't.
Yeah, you experienced that,
you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think true empathy comes from experience,
yes.
and experience shared, you know. Like, I don't want sympathy, I never wanted it, and I don't want to give people sympathy. It's empathy, because I'm a huge empath. So I think that you can truly empathise with someone if you've gone through the same thing, you know, or gone through a similar experience.
Yeah, that's very true, like.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, you can sympathise with a lot of people in bad situations, but then empathy comes with, like,
it's a different level.
You understand it, you know? Yeah,
that's very, very true. Like, were there a lot of suicide attempts and self-harm? And another question, what coping mechanisms did you learn along the way?
My experience with CAMS and the mental health services is pretty much non-existent. Like, I was fucking put through to the psych team in Mallow, in the Mallow Primary Healthcare Centre, and of course, you know, you go in, you gotta fill out how many fucking questions, this, that, and whatever. Do you use drugs? No. Like, I've occasionally, like, I fucking dabbled, as people do. I don't take drugs.
She's a dabbler.
Shit. Not for me.
Leave her alone.
I like to smoke weed.
You can dabble.
Of course, I wanted to be honest and say that, and then, of course, you're told, oh no, this makes it worse, it'll make you paranoid, blah blah blah, such as causing your problems. So then I was put on antidepressants and SSRIs, and you know, and oh, hello. I wanted to hang myself from the fucking antidepressants. And if you read the fucking side effects, what are the side effects? May cause suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, did you know that?
That's insane. Like,
did you know that? It is fucking bullshit. And do you know what, actually, I didn't say this in my first conversation, because how we do this is a pre-conversation, and I actually didn't even say it to Laura, so she'll only, sorry, not Laura, Jesus, I got confused. Sorry, Jamie. This actually, whenever, see, I'm laughing, whenever I was 14, I was given antidepressants, and I went down to hang myself by the tree.
Interesting.
I never attempted suicide until I got those antidepressants. Like what she just said. That is some crazy fucking shit.
How, like, that's like...
It's just like, right, Owen, are you suffering from heart problems?
Yes.
Right, I'm going to give you some heart helper, but it might give you a heart attack, okay?
Okay, fine. As long as it helps me. Do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Fucking mental.
So you're literally giving me medication to solve a problem by causing the same problem.
Oh!
What the fuck? How does that make sense? And then they give me other ones. I came off them really quickly. They gave me other ones then, and I had to nap after them. I had to nap during the day, like a child or something. Like, I don't know. I couldn't. I wasn't working at the time, and to be honest, I couldn't while I was on them. And I even think it said on it you couldn't like operate heavy machinery and all this bullshit.
No, king napper.
They just made me sleepy, and just made me like a fucking zombie. I just felt like numb. Like they weren't for me either. So I came off of them, and the start of this year then I came off of hormone contraception. I got the copper coiling, and for the first time since I was a teenager I've actually felt like myself. So I think that has helped me a lot as well, because I'm able to start kind of from myself and see how I feel and what will work for me.
You've experience on the copper coil.
She nearly made me claps. Actually, I think whenever I had this conversation with Jamie, it was late in the evening, and my brain kind of shuts off around that time, so I wasn't mindfully listening. That I am now. Like me, same. Like literally what she's just said. Like, I want to touch on there really quickly. If you're suffering mental health, go to your GP, but ask for a referral to a psychologist, psychiatrist. I mean, it's whichever one that gives you medication and stuff. You know, do not just let the GP give you medication, because they'll give you the ones with like suicidal side effects and stuff. Because it's GP generalised physician like, and yeah, I only got my copper coil a few months ago. Last year. That's why I was saying like my period's only starting to get regular now and stuff. So I'm just relating to every sentence. Like, remember when you listened to Craig last week?
Yeah.
It was like you talking to another person.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm experiencing now. It's just mental, like.
I'm not dependent on medication, and it's not me hating on medication. I know people who have used it and who have had it and who swear by it, and it's helped them for a long, short period of time. And if that works for you, more power to you. You do whatever helps. But just for me personally, it didn't help me, and I don't appreciate how doctors, first of all, they don't know enough about the mind. Second of all, they won't offer the right help.
Yes.
They'll offer a pill. Bullshit.
Yes.
Like, that's like a band-aid job. That's like giving someone fucking Sudocrem for a broken arm. Do you know what I mean? It's just not good enough. And like, there's no such thing as, oh, try meditation, try yoga, fucking go outside and walk. You know, these foods have bromelain in it, that'll help you with your mood. You know, there's no alternatives. It's just medication. Or there's no such thing as counselling, really. Or else it's a fucking waiting list for you. How long? You'll be dead in the time you'll be waiting, like.
I'm going to say my quote.
Right.
Meditation is medication.
And I'm going to interrupt Jamie, and I want to say right now, how do we get her knighted? No.
Knighted?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do we do it? We need to look into it.
We have to do a Shanbukel's knighting ceremony out in the field.
In Paul Street on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, there you
go. No, like, she just preaches, like. And it's not like that cliche preaches either. It's like, it's a preaches that people need to hear, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're good, like, honest, like, just facts, like.
No, it was whenever she said, like, it's like going in and they're giving me suit for
broken arm.
like, you're not fucking helping it. But in my experience now, I went to brain's gone blank, not Ravenscourt. I went to Ravenscourt and I was given medication and a mindfulness course. So medication does work a lot, but you need other things with it.
Yeah, like I'd nearly say
medication gets you out of a crisis, you know.
I'd say medication is the last resort. Try everything before you try medication, like if it's offered to you.
Yeah, but some people are very sick to the point where they do need the medication.
Yeah.
So like, you can't just take a tablet forever and expect you to be good. Yeah, get your medication, but do your meditation.
Boom.
Yeah, but that's the Irish healthcare in general. It's a broken system. Like, it's grand, you go to the hospital, broken arm, they fix you, grand, you go home. You go with a fucked up mind and it's, oh, here's medication, I don't want a medication, oh, well, we don't really know what to do with you, let's put you on a waiting list for a year's time and come back and see if you're alive by then.
Yeah.
Like, when they kicked me out of the homeless shelter, I had nowhere to go. I couldn't go, I didn't want to go back home, so I ended up going to an ex's in student accommodation, which was not a good idea and unfair to put on him. And I was told if I was still around, as in, because I was just after being admitted to hospital for a suicide attempt, being suicidal, I was told if I was still around, as in if I was still alive, to go to a soup run that evening. You know, so they didn't give a fuck, like. So yeah, the system doesn't work. And CAMS, yeah, it was CAMS. And the social, like, no.
I just want to say shame on them, like. Do you know what I mean? Complete fucking shame on them, like. Disgrace.
I've been through a lot in my 21 years. I did self-harm. The last time was earlier this year. I hope to never do it again.
That's brutal, honestly, like.
I did use it when I was younger, more so as a coping mechanism and as a way of releasing pain. I'd never judge anyone for doing it, but again, I guess it can make you relate to people who have, and I can see why people do. Like, I get it, you know. Yeah, I do, but it's not the answer.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
I was going to say that.
There's definitely other methods you can do. I'm very creative, so now I love to draw, or love to write, or listen to music, or bake, or dance, or whatever. You know, there's other ways of letting it out, and I think creatively is a huge one. Writing is a huge thing for me, and I wish other people would do it because it helps so much.
Yeah, like I always say, it's like pick up like, you know, a hobby or something.
Yes.
Like, you know, things that like, what's it called again? You always say it.
Flow activities.
Yeah, flow. It just takes your mind off and you're fully
We'll talk about
focused.
that in another episode in particular. But
You're fully focused on that activity and you don't have any negative thoughts coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really a good method anyway.
Yeah, and on Jamie, her plug, like her Instagram bio will be in the description, and I'll be tagging her whenever I share it, whatever. But what you call me, little stomper.
Little
That means
stomper.
little dancer.
Yeah.
She's a little stomper.
Right.
She just said she go up with dancing. I've showed you some of her dances. This girl twerks, and she does it with grace. You know what I mean? I love her twerking videos. Like, she says I inspire her. But there's been a few like, right, I put up a video of me messing. Remember, I was like twerking to Celtic Symphony or something. Do you remember? And then it was something like fell on me or something because it was like karma for fucking with my like my past family, whatever. Like, fucking, no, knows what I'm on about. But like, because she was twerking, I was like, fuck, this girl don't give a fuck. I was like, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just want to say that, like, you need to check her out, like. And do you know what? Now that I'm saying it on here about her twerking, I'm sure she'll do more of it. So follow her. Stay tuned for more of her class twerks.
Yeah, coping mechanisms for me would be writing would be a huge thing. I've wrote an awful lot. I've shared some on here. I'd love to share more. I'd love to do something with it. Dancing, I love dancing. I'd love to do something with that too. There was talks before COVID that I would be working with the YMCA to do something, but then COVID fucking happened, so that's on hold for now. But there will be something happening there, so stay tuned.
Yeah. I just said stay tuned. She said
yeah, writing, dancing, music are huge ones for me. I love baking. My dog, oh my god.
No, I'm fucking pausing it. Me and her in sync. I did not listen to these voice notes.
Did you say stay tuned?
I said stay tuned, lads, for her, because she's going to be doing more twerking videos, and she just said she had shit with YMCA planned for after COVID. No, Jamie, like, I don't know where we're connected, but that now has shocked me. I did not listen to that voice note. I swear I did not. That was just straight, like, from now. That's mad. Everyone else is like, that's not mad.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Again, I don't think I'd be alive if it wasn't for her. Nature is a huge one. Talking to my friends, I think a problem shared is a problem halved.
Yes.
Food, I love eating, probably emotionally sometimes, but you know, that happens. Yeah, I think writing is the biggest thing in music, to be honest. And nature. And animals, horses, cats, dogs, chickens, anything. Amazing.
I love chickens, but I'm a bit scared of chickens.
I'd run away from a chicken if they started chasing me. I would, like.
What?
I'd run away from a chicken.
See, whenever I was in primary school, I was in children friends, they brought in little chickens. Not little fucking, what are they called? The little small baby
Chicks.
Chicks, you know, yellow cute thing. Yellow cute things, and one of them caught onto my finger. Very scary.
I had two budgies before.
Oh, I hate
and I was terrified of them.
I'm so upset now with you budgies. Who let you have them?
I don't know.
Your dad was alright with that.
Oh, because you don't like birds in cages?
Nah.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
But then I fish in a fish tank. So, look, do you know what I mean? Jamie, like, I just want to say we've been so happy to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
I can't put it into words. You know what I mean?
And you're definitely going to help more than one person.
This is our longest
without a doubt.
Yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was an episode, right, okay, at the start we were spoofing, like we were waffling, but this bit was just straight up like chats and preaches. I want to ask you, Jamie, did you enjoy coming on the podcast?
Just want to thank you for letting me come on the podcast. Thank you, Noel and Joe, and
Baby Georgie.
it was an awesome opportunity, so thank you guys. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at JSVJamie.
For more tracking videos.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much. Much love. Peace.
Just Sweet Jamie on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going to spell it, right, because, do you know, right, JESUIS Jamie X, okay? So, JESUIS Jamie X. So, like, Jesus with an I. I want to do it. I want to get it off my chest.
Alright, go on.
I feel like it's going to help dyslexic people.
Alright.
Jesus with an I before the last S. Jamie and an X, right?
Or just Sweet JESUIS JAIMEX. Just Sweet Jamie X. Right?
Alright. Right. Thanks so much, Jamie, for coming on. Honestly, I said it a few podcasts back as well. I don't say it every time, so it's fair enough.
Alright, go on.
Favourite podcast so far.
Okay.
I say it every time.
Right.
But every second time nearly.
What was my one? I think it was the Barry Steve one.
Yeah, because you got a lot of shit off your chest.
Yeah, I get it. We've more on more episodes to come anyway.
Yeah, guys, we'll speak to you all again on Tuesday. I'm gone so tired that I just looked out the window and I thought I seen an old woman on the drive. There's nothing there. It's a rock.
There could be a next episode, who knows? But the old lady in the drive. But yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks for our special guest for coming on to episode today, Jamie, and peace out.
And once again, I blanked the fuck out. This episode was kindly sponsored by NT Fitness, the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Thank you.
Big up me man, MT Fitness.
Big up me man. Do you want to do a mic drop?
Mic drop.
Is that going to be a thing from now on?
3 to 1.